Mutual and Federal Premier Interschools rugby brings us down to Riversdale for the big agricultural derby between Riversdale Oakdale and Riversdale Boland. The 23rd encounter between these two teams. And a little earlier, this is what we had. The ceremonies with the players out on the field, with Miss Boland Landbou and Miss Oakdale joining the forces. And of course the singing of the school songs, the respective school songs. A wonderful tradition that these two schools have in this respect, with everybody in full voice. Bearing in mind these are two schools that don't have more than 400 pupils entirely. And the champers is out as well, to be drunk between the, well, I'm not going to say consumed entirely, but maybe tasted by the respective headmasters, Andre Lutsky from Oakdale and Chris Fourie from Boland Landbou. Miss Oakdale in attendance, also looking a little bit sheepish there, wasn't she? But it's a lovely day today as the visiting team, then captained by Yopi Dupasani, and with Jean-Ray Williams, number 11 there, the South African schools player who plays in the scrum half position. He's on the left wing today. And a big day too, one feels, for Danrik Versaghi in his third year at school at fly half, who might want to try and dominate proceedings. Well, Oakdale will be looking for the same from their captain and fly half, Buta Haman, who has shown too that he's a wonderful player. And then the twin of William Abers and Kurt Abers in the center positions. Well, the one thing you do get when you come down to this part of the world is unbelievable hospitality, and that we've enjoyed in the short time that we've been here in pretty cloudy weather, but it's relatively windless as one would expect. As Buta Haman leads out his Oakdale players, resplendent in their French look-alike jerseys or strip. And there's a lot of tension here because Oakdale over the years have won just 7 of the 22 encounters between these two schools, with 1 drawn, and that team there, Boland Landbou, with 14 victories. However, it's Oakdale who've lost just 4 matches this season, and Boland Landbou have lost 8 of their 19. So this really promises to be one big tussle. Yopi Dupasani in picture there, and our referee for today, across the way from Prince Albert, is Jason Jafter, who lives just down the road over Meidingsput. And Charles Jacobs and Gershon van Rooyen will be supporting him as assistant referees. Well, Jason Jafter, you couldn't ask for a man with more experience despite his youthful years. He started refereeing at a very young age. And just as we prepare ourselves to get ready on a wonderful playing surface and a wonderful facility. Gareth right alongside me. We did a tour of that wonderful indoor sports centre with the headmaster, Andre Lutsky. This is a fantastic setup, isn't it?
Yeah, Gavin, you just look at the facilities here and you just marvel at them. What Andre Lutsky and Oakdale have done here is fabulous, and hopefully we'll see transference into the match today. Of course, Boland Landbou emerged victorious last year by winning this contest 13 points to 7 in a drab affair. Let's hope for some free-flowing rugby and some tries this afternoon.
Well, last year there was a red card too, so we'll be hoping that that won't be the case now as Darren Adonis gets play underway. Taken in by Nicholas van Eerden. Boland Landbou coming away with it. They'll want to play with confidence today. Things haven't always gone their own way this season, even although a lot of their results have been extremely closely fought tussles. Come off Dion Carstens. He's no relative, by the way, of the Springbok Dennis Dion Carstens, who's part of the coaching staff at Boland Landbou. And then Jumbo Maria taking it in, big number 8. Well, they're looking to use him to truck the ball up from occasions. This is a very big pack of forwards, this from Boland Landbou, Gareth.
Absolutely, and they're looking to keep it tight early on. Try suck in the Oakdale numbers.
Well, they've also got a couple of big men at the back there with Henlo Marais in the inside centre position, Jamu Steenkamp outside him. So physically, this is a very big team, this. Luke Philander, just 70 kilograms worth, but he's got wonderful skills. And Boland Landbou is showing there that they want to just, as you say, suck in and then be able to move it out to some pacey players like this man.
Quick thinking by Philander, and aren't the conditions catered for running rugby? It's not too hot. perfect overhead conditions for putting the ball into space. No wind to speak of, and I think we're in for a cracker.
Henrik Bendel then safely in the line out with a good catch. This is the man I was talking about, Jean-Louis Steenkamp, with a kick through. Adonis waiting for it. He's quickly wrapped up. It was a very good kick chase that from Boland Landbou. Put all the pressure on Oakdale. Who are, as we said earlier, the slighter side in size. And then big Tristan Hill, 97 kilograms worth of him at tight head prop. Once again, just following what Gareth Wright was talking about a little bit earlier, using the forwards and then sucking in the defence and then looking maybe to play it wide. A very well grassed field this as well, pretty soft conditions underfoot, so it'll be very taxing on the big men during this match. Oakdale got one man down at the moment in the right of your picture, so they're down to 14, and Oakdale are going to be penalised at the breakdown.
Well, good work initially by Boland Landbou. The kick chase was outstanding by the outside backs of Boland Landbou, and then the penalty came at the breakdown, as we see. It looks like the captain, Jopi Tupasani, receiving some attention.
It is in fact him, yep, and he looks pretty down and out there. Must have taken a smack on the side of the head. This will be a real worry for them.
It's a very lush playing surface. In the last 20 minutes, a lot of these players will be out on their feet. It's been a taxing season. Good to see the captain back on his feet, Tupasani. And from the ensuing penalty, it's handed Jean-Ray Williams in the unaccustomed position of left wing, an opportunity to draw first blood for the visitors.
Why do you think they've moved him to left wing?
Well, they've got a wonderful young player in Dion Carstens, the number 9, who's come through their ranks at Boland Landbou. An outstanding prospect for the future is this young man, Carstens, and hence the move of Jean-Ray Williams to the left wing.
So first blood then sought by Boland Landbou. No wind to really worry about. Fresh from his SA Schools tournament. And there's no problem at all then for Jean-Ray Williams.
Stratas are dying. Jopi Tupasani in the meantime has gone down like a sack of potatoes, and I think his afternoon has unfortunately come to an abrupt end.
I think part of the team talk for teams quite often is today we determine which farmer is the best rugby player, and I'm pretty sure that everybody wants to be on the field, but if Jopi Tupasani's taken a smack on the head, and you heard there from Jason Jafta too, that the medical staff will need to take him off.
Rather unfortunate for the big Western Province Academy Week player and captain of Boland Landbou, Jopi Tupasani.
Yeah, it is a sad finish that. Well, it's Reinhard de Jager who's going to come on in his place, the number 19 for Boland Landbou. That's a sad finish to not just today, but to his season as well. Is a real live wire as Jopi Tupasani leads from the front. So it's a big test now for Boland Landbou, having lost their captain. Oakdale maybe just to have a little bit of a sniff there as Christian de Toy takes it in. But it's a counter-rucking from Boland Landbou that counts in their favour. They really do look to have a competent set of forwards. Reinhard de Jager will want to step up into his captain's shoes. Here's Big Henlo Marais. Difficult man to bring down. And then Dominic Vasaki's kick is not a bad one, but Darren Adonis was well positioned to make his call. He's a right footer, but he's up against the touchline.
Some fantastic positional play by Adonis.
Gives it to the man in the better position, Buta Haman. And a little bit of relief that for Oakdale.
And we see the replacement coming on in the form of de Jager, replacing the injured captain, Jopi Tupasani. However, Boland Landbou are still within that Oakdale half. And their tactic is clear. They wanted to suck the bigger forwards of Oakdale in and then look for the territorial gain after that.
That was not in straight, so it'll be an opportunity here for a scrum put in, and this is something we'd want to keep our eyes on. We talk about the big Boland pack. Let's have a look at the scrum that will follow this line out.
That's woefully skewed by the hooker, Heino Strumpfer.
Onset stability, read Rhino. Onset stability, don't turn. Straight.
And just having a look now at the Oakdale pack, some large units in the form of the Lucid and Tighthead in Christian de Toy, and then HP van Schoor tipping the scales over 100 kilograms. So rock steady up front for the men from Oakdale B.
Well, they certainly do look like that with that scrum. Now, Buta Haman just probing for territory. That's not a bad kick. Does he get the right bounce? And he does too. Lovely play that from this man with so much experience, and so important for him to steer the Oakdale ship.
Intelligent play by the pivot, Buta Haman. He just stepped up the left foot, found acres of space down that right-hand touchline. And the pressure now on Boland Landbou, on Strumpfer to try find his jumpers after an inaccurate first throw.
Busy player is Heino Strumpfer. That hooker for Boland Landbou. Decides to go to the front to replacement Reinhard de Jager. That's Oakdale just swarming onto a very poor delivery from that line out. And there's an advantage here to Oakdale. How do they use it is the question. Well, advantage still continuing. That's good play from the referee, Jason Jafter. Just letting play continue. He senses the dominance of Oakdale at the moment. So Haman decides to move through the hands, and the charge there from Kurt Eibers, receiving the ball from his twin brother, William. So a good passage of play this for Oakdale.
You see the big heavies of the Oakdale pack coming into.
So a quick take then, and that's how close they are. Oakdale. Here comes the charge now from Christian de Toy.
No, back.
Can someone find their way over? A little twist there from HP van Schoor. And the try has been awarded. He did really well. He was stopped up, he twisted around, and just managed to pop that ball over the line.
Oh, brilliant work by the burly hooker in the form of HP van Schoor. And he's got in for the first try of the afternoon. He swiveled, pirouetted, and managed to get it over the chalk, did the burly number 2. And Oakdale on the board.
Only just, but they all count. So it started with a very good scrum a little while back, and that kick from Buta Haman just put a lot of pressure on Boland Landbou. The kicker will be Darren Adonis, also from the unfavoured right-hand side for a right-footed kicker. What breeze there is, seemingly, is at the back of Oakdale. Measured approach from Darren Adonis, but it's not over. And so it's Oakdale then leading by those slender 2 points, and we do expect a tight match this afternoon.
Well, the pack did all the hard work, and then Echard Lacher found Christian de Toy, the first runner, and the second runner came in the form of van Schoor, and he battered his way through numerous defenders to get over for the first try of this contest.
One always feels sorry for replacements at schoolboy level, because very often they've had to play a full match for the second team. That ball's gone directly into touch. And, well, Reinhard de Jager had to come on very early for Boland Landbou as a replacement for his captain, Joppie Dupasani. But remember, too, at schoolboy rugby level, we play 35 minutes each way.
That's poor by Jan Kutsia. That was going directly into touch. He decided to take it, and he's handed possession back to Boland Landbou.
Strumpfer has had a couple of throw-ins in the line out with mixed results. This one's targeted well to the back. That's great ball this for Boland Landbou. Too many players running across the field initially. Can someone straighten it up? A little chip from Jan Steenkamp. Beautiful little catch there from Jandre Williams. Excellent pickup, and it's a dominant ruck there for Boland Landbou. Again, looking to use the power of their forwards. I've got big Jandre Maria waiting, but he's not needed initially. You'll see him in the left of picture here. He might be a man that they'll want to use to carry it over, but they've got the penalty. And question time too, I guess, for Boland Landbou.
That's those attacking kicks in behind Oakdale.
14 wat.
They are causing them enormous problems. Intelligent play by
14 wat.
Boland Landbou.
They, of course, have got the measured boot of Jandre Williams to call on for penalties.
We'll do so.
Sometimes, Gareth, it's a perennial discussion we have about whether you take a scrum, you know, or whether you probe for the corner for the line out, or whether you kick it goal. The default, I think, generally speaking, certainly in my opinion, is kick a ball, take the kicks. This could be a very, very tight match. You've got a good goal kicker. Why not?
Two very evenly matched sides on paper. Any points on offer, I agree wholeheartedly with you. Take the points that are on offer. And with a dead-eye deck in the form of Jandre Williams, more often than not, he's going to split the uprights.
Wonderful that the crowd are just quiet as Williams comes in, and no problem then. Dead-eye deck, as Gareth Wright called him, and it certainly is. Two important kicks from Williams to second one to secure the lead once again.
However, this is one area of the game that Boland Landbou have struggled with. From the two ensuing restarts, they've coughed up possession. And it's through Adonis that he's getting tremendous height that's allowing Iwan Kutsia to compete in the air.
That's a big kick in, and a good pressure kick there too onto Boland Landbou. Running around there was Dion Carstens. Boland Landbou just not getting out of their territory, and they've given away the scrum here to a knock-on. Just looking back as well at these two schools, you know, they're relatively new. Founded in 1928, Oakdale, in 1962, Boland Landbou. But also the Springboks that have played here, and there's not many of them. You know, for Boland Landbou, there's Ati Strauss, Hottie Low, Derek Hougaard, and Dion Carstens, just the four of them. And for Oakdale, Pedri Wannenberg, Meyer Bosman, and Johan Miller. And I was just chatting to Kali Wannenberg, the brother of Pedri, and he just said, you know, that these schools just have something special about them. And I suppose being an agricultural school, it will, because agriculture is their business. You know, they're milking cows that help to make money for the school, etc., etc. So it's just a wonderful institutions, these. Eckhard Leicher with the put in, and making a little bit of gaining a little bit of ground there was Leicher, and it looks like it's been turned over by Boland Landbou. They really need to get out of their territory. Kick's not the best one from Carstens. Now Adonis decides he's going to drop attempt. He's struck it very well, but it's gone wide.
It was an awful clearing kick from Dion Carstens, and Adonis decided to look for the snap drop. Unfortunately, his effort was way off to the right.
Question about options.
And Boland Landbou have averted certain danger. Just there, you would have thought, looking to employ the space on the left-hand side, hit the ball, try hit grass, and get a chase line in place. And I'll be wary of the fact, because Adonis has a siege gun boot himself.
Dunrick Fasaki then. As we said earlier, in his third year in the first team. So very, very experienced fly half up against another very experienced one in Buta Haman. At the moment, the ball's off the ground, so the scrum's going to belong to Boland Landbou.
Well, Jason Jafta correctly adjudicating it was from a kick, hence possession going the way of Boland Landbou. And just on Oakdale, they've got a heavier pack. And if Boland Landbou are to come away victorious, they need to move this heavier Oakdale pack around. If you look at Van Schoor, Christian de Toorn and Manas Twitter, well, all in excess of 105 kilograms. So Boland need to get some savvy tactics in place and spin it left to right.
Well, there was early scrummage there from Oakdale, so they've given away the advantage with a free kick. And again, it'll be Danrik Basaki. Just think that Boland Landbou want to just try and improve their out-of-hand kicking. We talk about, well, they decided that they're going to go with an up and under, but that's gone way too far. Given all the time in the world there for Oakdale to make their calls. Back for Dion Carstens, and he's got a chance to do something similar, but decides to kick it out, and that's a much better kick from the scrum half.
Good reading of the play by Carstens. He's found a neat touch up the grandstand touchline. And as you mentioned, a little bit of aimless kicking from both these sides. It's the attacking kicks in behind that have caused Oakdale problems, and Boland Landbou will be mindful of that and will want to continue in that vein, as it's proved fruitful on 2 occasions, and they've come away with those 6 points.
So same sort of average of height of jumpers as we saw, 1.89 meters. HP van Schoor with the throw in, the only try scorer of the match thus far. Bearing in mind Oakdale too, as they get a wonderful maul going up, and this is good play from them. Driving effort there from Bertie de Bot, one of the 11 Craven Week players in this Oakdale combination, playing for Southwestern Districts. Butahaman. And space opened up for Adonis. He has a real chance. Oh, he's gone and butchered that with a kick through. It's a big in-goal area, but that had far too much weight on it. The idea was right, execution poor.
Option taken from Darren Adonis. Well, the coaching staff will be kicking themselves an opportunity gone a begging, as Boland Landbou take it quickly.
Luke Philander there with the short little kick at the 22-meter line. Boland Landbou spending a little bit too much time in their own half of the field. They've got to try and use the quality boots of their kickers to get out of their territory. Out from Henlo Marais. Steenkamp, it's way over the top of his head. Once again, they put themselves under pressure. But there's no advantage, so it was a long period of advantage that from Jason Jafter, but well done to him.
It's all very well trying to spin the ball left to right, but you've got to be mindful of the situation. You've been in your own half for the better part of 10 minutes, and they're battling to get into the Oakdale half. Use the left-right foot combination that presents itself in the form of Fasaki and Carstens.
Ek gaan nou nog praat.
As we see,
Steel weer veld en ek deal met jou.
Jean-Ray Williams carving off territory for the high tackle that was penalised from Oakdale.
Hy kan anyway nie vinnig ingooi nie.
Arno Stumper. Again, it's a throw into the back. Again, Renaud Diaga making to work for his time, and he's come on as a replacement. This is John Doe Maria. He's such a strong fellow at number 8 for Boland Landbou, able to stay on his feet, but he's lost possession. And Oakdale can't believe their luck as they come away with it in the form of Ivan Kutsia. Found some numbers out wide, and there's some big fellows here too. The charge upfield from Daniel Victor. And then they managed to keep it in field, and I think Oakdale will have the throw-in at the line-out. So once again, the hard work from Boland Landbou has not paid off.
Oh, some heavies charging down that far right-hand touchline. Bullocking run from Christian de Toy. And then a thunderous hit coming in from HP van Schoor.
Sam van Schoor then with his throw-in. In the front is Ivan Kutsia. He's the catcher. We saw how well they mauled a little bit earlier on. This time they collapsed, so they'll have to continue to bring it out wide. He has a real chance for them. This is great running there from William Abers. Had his brother outside him. But it's been a knock-on, so Boland Landbou with a turnover. Fasaki. Well, he hasn't gained much advantage, so the referee will bring them back.
Not releasing the ball. Release on it.
Penalty against
Oakdale
for not releasing the ball, as Heinrich Brendel has taken over the captain's armband from Jopi Dopasani, who left the field early on in this contest. As Fasaki smacks it into touch, and not a lengthy touch finder. And Boland are still in their own half. Lazy run coming in from Abers. But look at the work done on by the right winger, Sergio van Niekerk, as he pilfered the ball at the breakdown.
Nee, gooi nie.
Well, their lineouts are
Right,
starting to
yeah.
work quite well at the moment, Boland Landbou, but they can't
Release
get their way
wide.
out of their half
Step.
of the field as Jan Libbe takes it in. And then Heinrich Bendel, the new captain. This is Deon Carstens. He's very highly rated as Deon Carstens. Jandre Williams would normally play in the scrum half position, but he's been moved out to left wing to accommodate Carstens in this match. And it's just a very basic error there from Boland Landbou that'll be troubling them.
Well, they decided to come on the close play. Unfortunately, the Sonny Bill Williams pass not going to hand for Carstens. Has turnover possession yet again. And
Stability.
Oakdale in the form of
Stability on
their
set.
coach
Altyd pakken, doe het zo.
Milan Duplessis will be mindful
Crouch!
that they've camped in Boland Landbou's half. And they want to try and get some ascendancy on the scoreboard.
Sit.
Pack weights heavily in favour of Boland Landbou.
Extra 35 kilograms is pretty useful. Eichert Leischer with the pass, Hamann. Now again they found space out wide, but the pass there from Nicholas van Eerden was not accurate enough. Darren Adonis looks a real threat when he comes into the back line from fullback. There he is in picture.
Adonis, if he had got a better pass, he would have been gone for money. Janu Steenkamp, the outside centre of Boland Landbou, is very tight on the fence. And the cutout ball is causing Lambo endless problems in the wider channel. If the pass had been crisper from the left winger, Niku van Eerden, Neighbours could have had in fact, Adonis could have had a clear run into the try line.
Crouch.
Scrum's pretty much
Point.
even Stevens at this stage.
Sit.
One thing about Oakdale is that they're the world champions at tug of war, by the way. So they pride themselves on their ability to scrum. They went to America and showed their talent. Now Philander's showing his, and then on the right wing it's Sergio van Niekerk. Boland Landbou, one of the rare occasions they've been in the 22 of Oakdale.
Backwards.
Well, that ball went backwards, luckily for Boland Landbou, but it might have been turned over. No, not yet. I say not yet, not on that occasion.
Daai is bal hou vas. Eerste oortreding. Ag, wit van sy voete af en nie wegbeweeg nie.
Well, that's very good as well from Jason Jaffe, explaining to the younger men exactly what the reason was for the penalty.
Ronaldo Ferreira quite clearly flopped right off his feet and has handed Landbou another opportunity to extend their lead through the boot of Jandre Williams. That's a difference, Gavin. When Boland Landbou have got into the half of Oakdale, they've come away with points, and it's good, efficient play by the men dressed in black.
Jy 10 bly.
So Tristan Hill up
Ja,
from
maar
injury.
al gaan hy terug, maar jy 10 bly. Okay.
Well, I suppose they'll be saying to themselves, you know what, we spend so little time here. When we get here, we're getting points on the board, and I think that's one of the most important things for them. They know they'll have this little breeze. It's not a big factor behind them in the second half. He's got 2 out of 2 kicks. He's dead-eye deck today. Here's another chance.
He's had a stellar season with the boot as Jandre Williams, and can he take Boland Landbou's tally to 9 points?
Well, it's another beauty from Williams. 3 penalty goals to extend that lead to 4 points. And boy, didn't you enjoy those people out there, all those spectators, absolute dead quiet. It reminded me of Ireland, where people respect the fact that the kicker doesn't need to have people booing and shouting at him. So wonderful from the local crowd.
Well, there's Rupi Dubasani, the captain of Boland Landbou, not looking too flash.
Adonis, the kick onto Jan Libbe. That's a good clean out there, giving Carstens, oh dear, Carstens stopped midships there. I think he did the right thing, to be honest. Could have had a kick charge down. This is Ronaldo Ferreira. That's not a good pass. Beautifully picked up by Eckhart Lasher.
Releases. 8. Advantage.
Well, Boland Landbou off their feet there at the ruck. You're not allowed to play that. What a dummy! What a dummy! Where are the players? Another one! Whoa! What are we going to see here?
Run!
Well, the crowd are on their feet. They were on their feet. They're still on their feet.
Hands 9.
And I'll tell you what. Here comes another charge and another effort from Oakdale. Tap and go. They feel they've got momentum. Can they finish off?
Yeah, scored.
This is so close. It's another chance here. HP van Squirrel, who stopped another chance. The big boys come. It's another one. Hermanus Puerta. What a try. What a build-up. Eat your heart out. Toks for the Linda.
Well, Hermanus Puerta has come up with the goods, but it all started from that man in shot. HP van Squirrel, he threw the first dummy, everybody bought it. He threw the second dummy, and then he had enough pace to get it within 5 meters of the line. The ankle tap came in from the fullback, and then Hermanus Puerta crashes through Boland Landbou, and the crowd down here on Oakdale are on their feet, celebrating what can be described as the best front row exhibition they've seen in years.
Well, all credit to them. It just shows the importance of good work from your tight forwards on the field. And some brilliant play there with both Hermanus Puerta and HP van Squirrel very involved. What a dummy that was. What a dummy. So it was an important score too from a scoreboard perspective, as we see just the 1 point the difference. Oakdale back in the lead. And no successful kicks at goal yet from Darren Adonis.
Well, he's got a very interesting kicking style as this young man, Darren Adonis. He's crouched over. He needs to get a little bit more upright. Try and just keep his balance a little bit more centered. While stopping, hooking it from right to left.
That's a lovely strike that from Darren Adonis. And a deserved lead, one might say, for Oakdale in this match. It's such a tight game, this, fully expected by everybody.
And it all started by Van Square and then finished off by Hermanus Puerta, thundering through the tackle of Heinrich Brendel has put Oakdale back in front in this contest.
Well, with the slow motion replays, I think everybody wants to see HP van Square. With respect to Hermanus Puerta, I think it was the build-up that really initially got the people on their feet with those two dummies. Eckhart Lasher now waiting for it. The wind at their sails then, Oakdale at the moment. Puerta Haman in charge of activities from the fly-off position. It's another pinpoint kick from him, back for John Ray Williams. It's gone a little infield, so a little bit of extra time now. Lasher just thinking about how he can get through some of the big men in front of him.
Ball's available, step.
One has to say that Oakdale have certainly dominated territory in this game, and it's counted a lot in their favour, one feels. Whereas Boland Landbou, when they've had the chance to get out of their 22, they haven't really used it. Now Oakdale. I know Ulafir going to ground, and there's a fierce battle on the ground, but Oakdale have managed to retain it. Up from Laisha. Oh, lovely running again. They find their way through. The little chip kick perhaps was not what was needed, but he's picked it up again as Yaman Kutsia, and they've got men lined up. They've got to score surely. Oh, have they butchered it? 3 men on the outside. Still they've got numbers. It's another chance for the line, this time from Daniel Victor. Boland Landbou, defense absolutely stretched.
Still advantage.
So Jason Jafter is right on the spot.
Knock on, number 6.
But Haman has butchered it right in front. He had 20 men on the outside. He just needed to let the ball do the work. Unfortunately, he held on to possession.
Well.
This is the initial play from HP van Schoor that set this crowd alight. It was the second dummy, and then one thought he had enough pace, but a great tackle coming in. And then Johan Kutsia is breaking tackles at will. The tight five of Oakdale are laying the platform. And then what on earth decided to make him chip the ball, but it worked out well for the lanky lock. And Oakdale are running right down here in Riversdale.
Wat hy daar so val. Ja, ouens is boop hom. So met ander woorde,
Boland Landbou,
dis wat ek
their
sê.
defense is in
As jy
tatters
geen
at the
oplees
moment.
dat jy moet kan beweeg, jy verstaan jy met bodies koop. Ek sal altyd sympathieer met daai.
It's been a tough little journey for them.
Ja, maar jy het voordeel gehad.
Just hearing Jason Jafta having a word there with the Oakdale players.
Ja, ons het nie nou 'n skram hê asseblief.
Just wanted to say that Oakdale, rather Boland Landbou, since losing Yuppie de Pisani, just maybe have lost their way a little bit too, with the captain having left the field. But all eyes now on Darren Adonis. Got a conversion over already. Missed one penalty. Oh, it's off the upright, and there's a good chase there from the Oakdale players.
Ja,
Important to have that chase on your kickers. It can often hit the upright. Dominic Versace's kick is not out. Van Schoor tried another dummy there, but Boland Landbou are not going to fall for it. Lasha, lovely little pop pass to Christian de Toy. He's a hard man to bring down. He couldn't get the pass back in field, but still it's Oakdale swarming onto the ball. Back from Van Schoor, up by Kutsia. This pack of forwards of Oakdale are working unbelievably well. And they're going to come back then for the scrum to Boland Landbou, but it really is the visitors who are under pressure at the moment. That's big Christian de Toy. Shown on more than one occasion in this first half that he can carry the ball up. And he's having a lot of fun too by the looks of things.
ja. Ek sou nie blaas as ek gedink het was. Crouch. Point. Sit.
Well, real quality rugby we've seen in this first half. So tight as we onto half-time now, and Boland Landbou desperate to get back into this race, but they're not going to do it in their own 22, or not easily anyway.
Stay on.
Carstens, time there for Dominic Versace, and he whips it into touch. Might be time for a line out. Haven't looked full of ideas, Boland Landbou. Started off really well, but Oakdale have come into this game as the first half has progressed.
Play on.
Over the back, it's a pinpoint throw that too to Bertie de Bot. Oakdale just look full of running, full of opportunity, and yes, one of the men that does it so well. That's a lovely little inside pass. Here comes a chance for them. Surely this is another try. Oh! He's gone and lost it, Nicholas van Heerden. With a great covering tackle. Boy, has this first half had lots of action. Another huge charge upfield there from Oakdale. And Nicholas van Heerden, just have a look at it. Darren Adonis making a real nuisance of himself. A little bit of luck there with the pickup of the pass to Abers. And then, oh, that's a great tackle that from Luke Verlander.
Last minute now.
Luke Verlander, just 70 kilograms. Well, Nicholas van Heerden, fairly similar in stature.
Crouch!
There's a chance here for Boland Landbou. Well, they might just decide, let's just kick this ball out if we get the scrum victory and start in the second half. Or they're going to try and run from their own half. Well, they are going to try and do that. Hanla Marais.
Nee, bly terug.
Carstens over the top. Just love the exuberance of youth. They want to play rugby. They want to score points. Doesn't matter whether you're defending. in your own half of the field. There have been few chances for Alexander Wallace on the right wing for
Eerste speler,
Oakdale.
bal is omgekeerd.
That ball's off the deck at the moment, so if he blows the whistle, it'll be half-time, surely. No, it's a penalty. Let's just hear what the ref's got to say.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Clean out.
Come on.
Well, no explanation needed from the referee because the players knew exactly what it was about. A charge in with the shoulder and no arms in the tackle.
Nee, 15. Ik kan niet voelen die kant terug. Ja. As hulle die ouens haas het
So
laaste
Darren
voete,
Adonis
dan kan hy vat. Net die voor dit is.
just asked to take that ball back to not a better position, maybe a worse position, because often your kickers will try and steal a few meters or centimeters,
Gaan nou verdedig.
and that's laterally perhaps more than distance. All eyes on the upright by the Boland Landbou players, all hoping for another one off the upright. It's another beauty then from Darren Adonis
You're right.
that make sure that Oakdale go into the half-time with a very, very successful finish. It was a really tough start from them, but eventually they go into half-time. Oakdale leading Boland Landbou by 15 points to 9.